What's up, guys? I just tried recording a practice video and I went way over the time, so I'm gonna try this again. First of all, I hope everybody's doing well. Hope your families are healthy. I hope it's not too crazy wherever you are. I know you're scattered all over the state, so things are a little bit nuts here in New Orleans. Just trying to stay in and trying to find ways to stay entertained. All right, so let's look at this. Okay, this was your assignment. There was a little bit of confusion about what exactly the difference is between the uh, two transliteration systems and the Devanagari is. Where so here, um, first thing, we're gonna be talking about three different things. Devanagari is the alphabet, the abugida that Sanskrit is normally written in. Has been written in a bunch of different forms of writing, but this, when I say Devanagari, I'm talking about that Sanskrit script that we learned that you associate with the language. It's been written in a bunch of other forms of writing, but we don't need to worry about those. Then the two transliteration systems that use Latin characters, meaning the alphabet that we're familiar with for English, are uh, what is from the book IAST, which is the International Alphabet of Sanskrit Transliteration. So that's where you have the S with the accent on it, the N with the tilde over top of it, um, and I'm going to show you how to set that up, or how to create input with those, which we're going to need going forward in the semester. And then there's another input system called Harvard-Kyoto. So Harvard-Kyoto is really useful if you want to enter something into an online dictionary, or if you want to enter it into a converter. So you can have a converter. I linked this in the document right here. It's learnsanskrit.org/tools/sanskrit. So that's very useful because it doesn't use any dots, it doesn't use any lines, macrons over top of the vowels. It doesn't use anything like that. So all you need to do, you don't have to have any special characters, but you do need to kind of get used to it. So, for example, the long vowels, I, U, they're just going to be a and capital version of them. Well, is a special case. So, to have a short one is just all right? So it's going to give you Devanagari If you want to have a long capital it's going to give you Devanagari I'm going to show you so you can change this to IAST. There you go. It's an A with a macron over top of it. Same thing for short E. It's going to give you E. So it's the same in both Haravard-Kyoto and in IAST. If you do a capital I, it's going to give you I with a macron over top of it. Is a special case because there's a consonant r, which is this. Maybe I should increase the size of this. So yeah, if you type in ra, it's going to give you the consonant ra with whatever value attached to it. So if it's ri, then it's going to look like that. But if you want the vowel you're going to have to do a capital If you want a long it's going to be that, 2 capital R's. Same thing for this. You're never going to see this unless you're a pro. But yeah, you don't have to worry about that for now. So A, I, O, and O, they're the same as what you're used to. A, I, O, O. So they're going to be, excuse me, same. See. All right. So then the consonants, g, j, d, the, ba. So let's deal with them in the vargas that we're used to talking to them about. So g, k, g, and g, they are going to be exactly the same. G, k, g, g. So those correspond to. So this is unvoiced, unaspirated. This is unvoiced, aspirated, voiced, unaspirated, and voiced, aspirated. The H is going to represent your aspiration in all of the vargas. So for the ja, the aspirated form of it is cha. Da aspirated ta. Da ta. Ba pa. So same thing for the voiced ones. Ga gha, ja ja, da dha, da dha, ba ba. So that I don't think that should be too difficult to remember. Then the only kind of change you need to see is because we need to differentiate between the dental the, and the retroflex da. So what you're going to do is it's just going to be a capital T and a capital D to show the difference between those. So normal lowercase t and lowercase d are going to be what we're familiar with. So same thing between Harvard-Kyoto and International Alphabet of Sanskrit Transliteration. Again, this is a new thing for you. It's an easy way to input text online. This is what we're familiar with, the dots and lines and accents and whatnot. Okay, other thing you need to pay attention to is the nasals. Nasals is probably the hardest thing to get used to about this system. So you can see that it's the thing that makes it a little bit easier is that this nasal, and remember, the nasal of each varga is just pronounced in the same spot that all of the other consonants are pronounced. Okay, so ka, ka, ga, ga, nga, ja, cha, ja, ja, nga. So wherever that is, it's going to correspond to the nasal, and the nasal is going to be represented just as a matter of uh, expediency by a capital letter that corresponds to, I guess, except in the case of the retroflex ones. But so the capital G is gonna correspond to nga, capital J is gonna correspond to nya. All right, so let's look at what that if we see that in Devanagari. There you go. So this is and I'm gonna just add the inherent vowel to all of these. There you go. And then na and ma are no problem. It's the same thing. So there's the Devanagari versions of those. So again, remember, so Harvard-Kyoto, special form of input for online. IAST, just typical transliteration system we're used to. It's just kind of, so this looks a little bit nicer, I mean, I guess as a matter of opinion, than seeing a bunch of capital letters. All right, and also the S's, this is the normal, oops, just deleted everything. This is the sa that you're used to seeing, but you gotta remember that this the S with the accent over it is Z, and the one with the dot under it is a capital S. So just keep this chart open, refer to it. It's going to take a little while to get used to, but you're going to have to get used to this so that you know how to input text. Alrighty, so let's go down here. Going to look at the assignment here. All right, I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to do this. So when I said in the document that this tool would do the work for you, what that means is, and I don't want you to do this for this assignment, although so if you put it in, if you just copy it in here, it'll convert it into Harvard-Kyoto. This is what that means. Okay, so here's that nasal M and but so you could just take this whole thing, copy it. It's International Alphabet of Sanskrit Transliteration already, which is what I gave you, and then it's going to give you Harvard-Kyoto. You can also change it to Devanagari if you want. There you go. You want to change it to Bengali? There you go. Change it to wherever you want. All right. But if you want to input it yourself, so let's do this. I wanted you to practice doing this. So you have the text that I gave you, all right? So what you're going to do, Saraswati, everything is going to be the same except for the long E sound, which is going to be a capital I. There you go, Saraswati. Now you can change it to Devanagari. There you go. It's very easy. Namastubhyam, all you have to change is the capital M for this here. There you go. Do you want IAST? There you go. There you go. All right. Varade Jnana Rupini. All right. Varade is going to be exactly the same. Jnana Rupini. This is going to be a little bit difficult to put in. So J is the same. Then you have capital J for this nasal here. It's the nasal corresponding to the same varga as j. And now we have a long a and na. And now we have ru, so it's a R and a capital U, capital U. Then you have B, same thing, nothing to worry about there. Capital N for the retroflex na, and then capital I for the long vowel E. Jnana Rupini. So again, we can, if I just copy it from here, and then I switch to IAST input, it's going to give me the same thing. There you go. Lowercase j, capital A, N A, capital U, P, I, capital N, capital I. All right. So let's see. For the Visarga, if you wanted to type this in, let's go back to Harvard-Kyoto. So here we go. V-I-Z. I'm typing this word here. Vishvedevaha. So the sh, that S with the accent over it, is Z. Vedevaha. This visarga here is a capital H. All right, so make sure you differentiate between the visarga and the aspiration, which is just a normal H. So if you type in KH, JH, TH, capital TH, whatever you want, that's what it's going to be. So that's the aspiration. And I'll show you that in Devanagari. There you go. All right, I don't think there's anything else to say. I'm going to stop it right here so I don't go over time again. Actually, let me show you real quick. So here is the one of the ways that I showed you, one of the places that I showed you where you can input using the Harvard-Kyoto system. So citation means the word that you want to look up. This dictionary, this is the best, the standard dictionary for Sanskrit. So you can do input is Harvard-Kyoto, or you can do, you don't have to worry about either of these. Harvard-Kyoto is the easier one. You can just type in here without any kind of diacritics. That way you don't have to copy and paste anything. So you can change the output to Devanagari Unicode, or you can change it to Roman Unicode, which means IAST, which is the form that we're used to. If I go to Saraswati, it's going to give me the IAST or Roman Unicode version of the transliteration of this. So here, now, name of a divinity belonging to the upper region, guardian of waters and bestower of fertility. Okay, so that's Saraswati. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is the Saraswati that you're more familiar with. Goddess of eloquence and learning. So if you want to enter in, the thing about this dictionary is that if you enter a form that is a declined, meaning if it's a noun or if it's a pronoun and it's in a case, if it has a case variation on it, like this, namastabhyam, so that means to you. So namastabhyam, it's not going to give, sorry, I should capital M that. It's not going to give you anything as a result.